Good afternoon. I know everybody's at home, about to get ready to eat some good food and watch the football games today. And usually on Thursday morning, I do a recap of the previous night's podcast. And today I was preparing to do one for the podcast we had last night, which we actually had technical difficulties for. So I was going to actually drop the backup copy on Facebook, but something was brought to my attention that I think we could talk about real quick. So the other plan's been put on the back burner for now, and that's how when it comes to releasing victims, that sometimes that the media is appears to be biased. And what I mean by being biased is when people of color are sometimes killed tragically in an accident or sometimes murdered, you tend to see the victim's information surface quicker than other ethnicities. Case in point, in Columbus, Georgia last night, and I was actually traveling with my co-executive producer, Khalees, to the location where we actually filmed the podcast, and we seen police cars, law enforcement vehicles, looking like they were in a rush, as we quite often see in Columbus. So this time it was nothing different. You see ambulances, you see police cars, and it's just one of those things. You don't know what happened, but it's quite frequent in Columbus nowadays. But anyway, hours later, I learned from the media that a young man actually, 19 years old, Tommy Lee Jones III, was killed at Winton Road at the Walgreens, shot and killed multiple times. And just to know that information so quick, and not even think about how many family members, and I think sometimes when we hear family, we instantly think the nucleus of the family: mom, dad, sister, brother. But you have some people who are real close with their grandmothers, who are real close with their aunts and uncles and cousins. Some of them, especially if you're raised with your cousins, they're like brothers and sisters. So just because one person might have been notified, that doesn't mean they had time to notify other people in the family that their loved one is now deceased. And we typically see that with people of color, and it's a trending thing. Now, if you notice this being a pattern in not only Columbus, but media, just how the press covers minorities nationwide, leave a comment and tell me where you see this instance go down and how you feel about it. Case in point, retired Officer David Hall of the Metro Narcotics Task Force was flying a drug task force helicopter for maintenance, I think. And he had a passenger with him when he crashed after hitting a power line in the Coosa River. I must admit, I don't watch the news every single day. It's to the point now where I see it on my Facebook feed. So that's where I catch most of my news is on Facebook. But what I do know is, after the incident happened, the other victim in the crash identity wasn't released. And I don't know if this has been released to date. And I also heard that the family wished for it not to be released, so it's not going to be released. So that's hypocrisy. I mean, how is it okay to give the family an option to release the victim name in one case, but yet have the information in another case spewed all over the airwaves? I don't think it's fair. It's not fair to the family. It's not fair to the victim. And a lot of times it's not civil when it comes to who gets spared and who gets blashed on social media and the news. So, I mean, this video is going to be short. I just think that it's a travesty with with media today and how they treat certain classes of people, certain races of people versus how they treat others. And I'm not calling any of them racist or anything like that, but I think it's to the point where we're almost numb to that, you know. So if somebody, just in case somebody, a black guy does something, it's almost like it's okay to put their name out there. But if another ethnicity, if they do something, it's like, well, let's give the family time to grieve, or out of respect for the family. And you don't, it's not an even trade off, and it shouldn't even be an issue. I feel like, this is, unless it's something that's a national emergency, you should give people time and space to find out from law enforcement about the condition of their family member. And then, if the family wants to release the victim's name or something like that, or, maybe it should be some kind of grace period that city ordinance or city council sets up to, like, to give the family, because it's not like it used to be. Social media is a new experiment. So, I mean, it's not a law or ordinance to say, hey, it's a gag order. Back then it was a natural gag order. You didn't find out till the next day, or you didn't find out an hour later. I mean, just name blurted out, everything about the situation. And like I said, especially if you read the comments of the friends, you about know what happened and everything. So, I mean, social media just makes things instant these days. But we still, like I said, we still have to show some kind of respect to the family of the fallen. In all cases, not just black or any other race, just we got to show respect all the way around. So let me know what you think about this story. Make sure you follow my Modi Still podcast page, because pretty soon we're going to transition from here to doing all the podcasts over there. And I appreciate all you guys' support. We're going to do our best to keep bringing these videos to you, up in the content. Saying something that's meaningful that you can use in your life, or help you in your to just being more social in real life and on the internet. So, I mean, that's my recap for today. Once again, my thoughts and prayers do go out to the family of the young man that got killed last night. And I'm sorry if any of you guys had to hear about his untimely death on social media. Our prayers are with you. Just to happen before Thanksgiving is I know it's rough. So, may God bless you, and I'm out.